So it's, I think, what is it now, 6 a.m?
Mm-hmm.
I've been up since 5. I didn't sleep all last night because I'm too excited, like a tiny child on their first Christmas. We had to get up this early because today I defend my RPG World Championship. It's the Cthulhu Masters and the UK Games Expo. So we should do some graphics here. So we're on site now. The next thing, of course, is the convention game. 1 point for a beard, 1 point for a trench coat, 1 point for a trilby, and if all three are on the same person, it's a full Pratchett. Let's go hunting. The problem with the camera on this scale is because the camera I'm holding right now is quite large, we can't take it into the loose. People scream, so we have to go one at a time. Here is our first point. First point's pretty easy because beards are common now. I've just realised I'm basically 2 points. I got the hat and the coat. How does that affect the rules of the game? I'm not sure. Where is he? Where is he?
Over there in black.
I got him. No, I haven't. Where is he? There he is.
Is that a full Pratchett? Has he got a beard?
I'm looking. There's no beard. I don't see a beard. Now we see if we can be cheeky and jump the queue for being press. So it turns out we can jump the queue, but we have to be here a day early for that, so we have to join you lot. Damn. We tried pushing our luck, but apparently no special privileges with these. We've got to queue up for the entrance hall as well. Oh, the trauma, I'll never recover.
So we haven't scored the full Pratchett, but we did get 3 points, so at least that's something.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UK Games Expo 2018. The show is now open. Enjoy the show. Thank you.
I am here with my internet idol.
Oh, hello, my name's Quentin Smith. I'm with Shut Up and Sit Down.
I was about to say that, you stole my line.
I've been doing this way too long. It's just on autopilot now.
Right, so last year I actually interviewed you in the foyer of the Hilton. I don't know if you might remember that or not, but
I think I do, yeah.
yeah, and I talked you into giving us a shout out that you never gave.
Did I now? I could have been lying. That's something that I do. Here is my entirely unsolicited message. I just think that Pear of Geeks is the best role-playing channel on YouTube.
What are you guys doing here today? Why do you have a stand? Because you're just YouTubers, right?
We are just YouTubers, but the thing we get from our audience is that they would like merchandise. We do have a shop on our... We have... Oh, right, you're already filming in front of the... This is our very professional stand. So we have a shop and we sell stuff at Shucks, which is the Shut Up and Sit Down convention that happens in Vancouver. And we host it in North America because most of our audience and donors are in North America. But then we're from the UK originally, so we get people from the UK being like, why can't we buy stuff? And so we got a booth at the UK Games Expo, so you can buy shirts and pins, and we can do signings here. And yeah, it's just our way of giving back to the Shut Up and Sit Down fans, I guess.
Giving back in exchange for cash, though. But
well, yeah, except for the fact that we've kind of cut the prices as low as we can. You wouldn't believe... The thing is, we're idiots, right? You wouldn't believe how hard it is for us to assemble a stand, some buttons, or like even a box of legitimate mystery. This stuff doesn't happen by accident.
Well, I've got to say, I'm impressed that I've seen your videos, so I'm really impressed that you've managed to put this together. Great work. I did know you have just gone on record on Twitter as saying the Lord of the Rings board game is a really beautiful game.
What we said is not that it's a beautiful game. We said War of the Ring 2nd edition looks good on camera. And it's funny because when you're going to record videos of games, some games that are beautiful in real life, you put them on camera, they're quite flat. A lot of it's based on like colors or how the light plays across the game. And War of the Ring is not a beautiful game, but when you put it on camera, just pops. Like the red and the blue even just looks nasty in real life, but when you put it on camera, they look amazing together. So yeah, our War of the Ring video just went up, and it's, I think, a pretty good looking video.
Yeah, you see, Pear of Geeks fans are going to take issue with that. You know why?
No, I don't know. Why is that?
You haven't painted them.
There are 200 miniatures.
Wandering around the halls, I found two very confused-looking Asmodee employees trying to understand their game Twilight Imperium. The poor guys had never seen this particular game before and had no idea how to play it. Naturally, my ego decided to jump in and give them a quick lesson, and that basically amounted to saying, watch a tutorial video in your lunch break.
So we were in for some time now, several hours, and the queues are still there.
So we're all checked in at the extremely overpriced Hilton Metropole Hotel that we have had to pay for ourselves, so no special privileges here yet. Damn it, I wanted to be all self-important person. Anyway, we're now checked in, we have this lovely work desk. No computer on it, I decided not to bring one. The only thing we can really do with this is, maybe we want to get your clothes off, jump on? No, okay. The bed? I can't help but feel that this isn't the most touristy part of Birmingham.
Oh, look who it is. It's Becky from Pear of Geeks.
Right, now I need to show you this. Well, no, you need to listen to this. See, deep in our bathroom here. Oh god, I have to go in with my shoes. Hopefully that's okay. Right, we are now in what most people call a tower. I'm actually going to call it the Darth Vader Simulator.
So hey there, what are you vlogging?
Hi, yeah, I'm Graham Polk. I'm vlogging John Dodd's new war-torn fantasy role-playing game. It is designed to be very fast, very easy to play, lots and lots of magic, lots of variation, lots of races, and lots of amazing big beasties to encounter along the way. You gain experience for fighting people, not killing them, but how well you fight and how quickly you come up with magic. It is designed to be played as quick as possible and character creation as fast as possible.
Okay, now, for those who don't know, John Dodd is the guy that lays on this huge convention. What are we, the second or third biggest? We're not past Essen?
Biggest in the world now.
So if we're past Essen?
Well, Essen technically doesn't cover the role-playing and all the subsidiary games, so depending on which line you run, we're either second or third. Second to Gen Con, possibly third to Essen.
Okay, so this game, who does it appeal to? Is it new to role-playing or veterans who are just fed up of crunch?
It's a bit of both. It's very, very simple, so it is very quick and easy to pick up if you're a new gamer, but it is also designed that if you are someone who has played all the D&Ds and all the Cthulhu's and all the other various games out there, you can find something new, a different twist, a different depth to those kind of fantasy, dark, dangerous worlds. There are additional supplements and PDFs coming out in line with it, as well as additional print PDFs, character sheets, and additional supplements that will be coming out because of the Kickstarter.
Oh my god, look what we found! It's so cool! It's a dice trebuchet! I haven't asked permission, I'm just gonna do this.
Jason and I spent a lot of our time in the trade hall trying to drum up sponsors for our convention later in the year, where we're going to raise $5,000 for the Child's Play charity, who put games into hospitals for kids to play. You can find out more about Complas on complas.live.
Well, I hope you enjoy Fighting Fantasy, but also think about the important work that charity is doing in raising money for allow people to experience things they would not otherwise been able to. So be generous, be good, and enjoy your lives.
Cheers, thank you.
Babe, I haven't got a sci-fi dungeon. We've got room for a sci-fi dungeon, haven't we? We can fit one in a house. No. Hi there. So, MDF dungeons. Now, these have been popping up all over the place lately. So, give me some of the advantages of them.
Right. So this one is pre-painted, and also comes unpainted. It's all modular, and this one here, it's got underlit floors. So if you like things like Tron and things like that, here we are. Yeah. So these are light panels underneath these acrylic floors. So yeah, it's really just for like a Tron effect. We also have like a brushed aluminium plastic which is pretty new and it looks pretty good when it's reflected. Yeah, I didn't see that there.
The biggest problem I have with terrain sets is setup time and takedown time.
Okay.
What's it like working with this stuff?
We put all this together in probably about half an hour. Yeah, half an hour really. So it's quite big. There's quite a lot of pieces here, but it's all interlockable.
Okay, now, of course, the killer question is how much does the starter set cost and what's in it?
Building.
Okay, so what, a 6 foot by?
It's probably about 2 feet.
Okay, so a 6 foot by 2 foot building for, did you say £65?
Yes.
British pounds with Queen's heads on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sickeningly cheap. This is the tournament halls where we've got loads of national and European championships going on right now. I'm in the Legend of the Five Rings section. Over there we've got X-Wing miniatures, we've got Star Trek, Armada, Star Wars, I don't know, Fantasy Flight stuff. We had Pokemon last year. I don't see Pokemon yet. But Game of Thrones card game and all sorts of other stuff here. So, hello camera. Oh, there you are. Right, so all sorts of tournament gaming going on here in Hall 2, which is also now the vendor stuff is encroaching into Hall 2 this year. So it's growing every year, this convention. I am in the Starship Simulator where teams of people fly an Enterprise type ship around and blow stuff up with Klingons and Romulans, and they've let me in here alone. They don't know what any of these things do. This appears to be a gunnery computer. What we got? Communications. There's buttons. I'm tempted to press them. They didn't see that. What we got? Oh, right here we got an actual joystick. I'm moving a. I appear to have just started the engine. I'm gonna leave it there. Right, over here we have. Oh, it's weapons. I'm gonna press the combat button. And what we got here? More weapons. Ha ha! Press them all. I can't help but feel some of the people around here are judgmental. I am in the Auditorium of Giants. In a little under 1 hour, this room will be filled with 40 gladiators of the modern age as we compete for the 2018 Cthulhu Masters title. One of these amazing athletes is going to be the winner. And of course, we all know who won last year, huh? Oh yeah, it's going to be me. It's totally going to be me. My ego can't handle any other result. So, what does it take to win an RPG tournament at this level? Well, these amazing athletes have been training for an entire year for this competition. Let's have a look at my own personal training regimen. Now, this year the Masters is being run by Chaosium for the first time, so it's their first year running the event, and it was very well organised. The only kind of criticism I kind of have of the new format is that what they've done is they've taken Call of Cthulhu modules and run those, and they aren't really tournament games. Because there should be a difference with the tournament game. Because every player needs their chance to shine, and their pre-generated characters didn't have that. And I'll give you an example. In the first round, I was playing, it was set in World War I, and I was playing a soldier whose background was a salesman, but all of my skills were combat skills. I don't know what it is this character sold, but they didn't have skill in it. And it was an investigative game. There wasn't really much in the way of combat, the odd occasional short scene. So how does a character like that shine? Well, in the first round I was able to take a little bit of background stuff and turn it into some roleplay, and I got through to the second round. But in the second round, it was another investigative game, and it was set in the Wild West. And I was playing a Native American whose all their skills were to do with the wilderness, but the entire adventure was set in a village. So none of my skills applied. So it was an investigative game where all of the NPCs spoke Spanish, and my character could handle a few words of Spanish, didn't really speak Spanish. So I couldn't really talk to the NPCs, and all of my skills didn't apply. There's no way to take a character like that and impact the adventure. And I found that very difficult to really make that character shine. I really enjoyed it because when you get to the second round and beyond in a role-playing tournament, the quality of the role-playing is excellent. It's really enjoyable because, you know, the not so serious players, as it were, have been removed from the process. So it was great fun. I just, it just felt like a little bit of a missed opportunity with some of the characters.
The winner of this round 2 on this table is Joe Burnett. There is a wonderful trophy, and I will present it on video to you here.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you. I've never been so proud. I'd like to thank my mother, father, other Joes, and random people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And no more photos.
So this morning it was 9 o'clock when I looked at the ticket and saw that the game started at 9 o'clock, our first game of the day. So this is the Saturday, and what we tend to do, myself and Jason, is the Saturday is role-playing games all day. You know, we're role players, we love it. So, but we had a bit of a panic this morning when it was we were sat at breakfast and suddenly realised that the game started that moment, and both of us have eaten something which didn't agree with us. So, yeah, we caused a little delay on the game. Really sorry, guys, but we played 28 Trains Later, which was a Looney Tunes crossed with Thomas the Tank Engine and sort of Secret Service type stuff. It's very ridiculous and a lot of fun. Always like to do something not too serious on a Saturday morning because I did the Masters on the Friday. So it was a good game, lots of fun, lots of ridiculousness, which is a good way to start a Saturday. So now we are here on the Expo, the busiest day. The trade hall is always absolutely packed on a Saturday, and that's why we spend our day at the Hilton playing role-playing games. So up next I think we've got a Star Wars game. So let's see how that one goes. But first of all, a spot of lunch and hopefully something that agrees with us a little better. One of the features of UK Games Expo is the open gaming rules. So here we are in Kings. There are 2 huge rooms like this. And this actually used to be the sum total of the Expo many years ago, but now the open gaming covers several rooms where you can just bring any game you just purchased and just play it with your friends, or even one that you just brought with you from home. But what's new this year is they've now opened up space in the NEC as well. That runs until 2 o'clock in the morning, so you can play games right into the night. And that means that finally you can actually get a table in these rooms. We are learning how to play Top Hats and Treachery, which I've never played before, but apparently Jason has, so I'm about to lose. So that was my first game of Top Hats and Treachery, and I would describe it as a lesson in humility. I was playing a Twi'lek called Bite, who was a rim mechanic, outlander mechanic or something. Anyway, she was hired by the Separatists to go on a secret mission for the rebels type people before they're the Rebel Alliance, and she left the planet with the plans and a ship and left most of them there to die. But they managed to make their own way out. It was a great game. We had a lot of fun playing the Star Wars game, and it was so nice to play a character that had the ability to impact the game. In fact, I kind of got worried at one point that I had too much ability to impact the game, that I could do too much, and I wanted to stand back, let other players take some of the action, because I felt I overshadowed them a little too much just by being fucking awesome. So it was a great game, had a lot of fun, and if I had that character in the Cthulhu Masters final, I'd totally be a world champion again. So yeah, great game. We've got next a vampire game, and I keep hearing things. Apparently this GM is supposed to be awesome. So I have really high expectations now. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, just 2 more games to go and this expo is going to be over. Damn. This expo needs to be a week long. Right. Onwards to... By the way, I seriously hope I haven't got burrito in my teeth as I do this. We just had burrito. It was like a soft, squidgy bucket of a burrito. The food court here is absolutely amazing. There's so much really nice food. I kind of want to have 8 meals in a row, but I'm full now after that burrito, so damn. Onwards to vampire and biting people. So we've just finished playing our last game of the day. I don't know what time it is. I'm actually really tired. Got to decide now whether to go to the open gaming or the bar. Oh, bar. Beer. I'm not driving. I'm so having beer. So, yes, did a vampire game, and it was really awesome. So I was playing a diva, because I totally am one, and, everything's about me. And it's just so fun to get a character that you can do a lot with, unlike the Masters. Of course, the only reason I lost this year was, of course, the character, because I'm amazing, So, anyway, yeah, lots of fun. It's been a really great convention so far. I've been having a lot of fun. Today, Saturday, is our role-playing day. We just played loads and loads of role-playing games, and I'm kind of tired. My dice rolling hand now is starting to get RSI, so it's time for a beer. All right, tomorrow last game, and then off to the trade hall. Gonna pick up the scoops. Always like to leave the trade hall shopping for the last day, because then you get the deals.
It's Sunday morning, and we kind of messed up. We didn't think until we walked out to the lobby, saw everyone with their suitcases. Oh, crikey, we've got to check out, because by the time we finished our first game this morning, it'll be too late to check out, and we'd have to pay for another day or whatever, and stuff is like, flat, okay, there we go. Right, so we're kind of, this is my first time ever, I'm a no-show at a convention game, because, so we come back to, we did the whole breakfast thing, came back, and now, by the time we got the room ready, we'd be so late for the other players. It would be rude to barge in this late. So, oops. We dunces. So anyway, we're going to head to the NEC and try and pick up sponsors for the convention later this year, and goodies and freebies. Not freebies. No, we pay. Honestly, we do pay. We don't abuse our privilege as YouTubers. Back when I did Viking reenactment, there was a very, very serious rule. You must never be caught doing anything inauthentic by the press. Well, I'm press, and that's a construction site.
Oh my god, shiny lights! Shiny lights! Get out, don't look at me, look at the pretties, look at the pretties. So, hi, I couldn't help but notice you've got shiny lights.
Shiny lights and interactive terrain. We've got a complete connected terrain system here. So all our terrain talks to a Bluetooth device which connects to a phone or a tablet, and then using the software on the tablet we can control the terrain, so we can turn the lights on. So if I press the buttons on the tablet, you can see the terrain changing. We've got lighting effects so we can make them blink. We've got sort of flickering effects to simulate a sort of failing power supply, that kind of thing. In the circuit boards we've put these little Hall sensors, and Hall effect sensors are used in motors and fans and anything that rotates.
Okay.
And what they do is, say on a flywheel, they put a magnet on a flywheel, and every time it passes the Hall sensor it detects that the magnet's gone past.
Alright, so what can I do with that?
You put a magnet on the base, so I've just used a little bit of blue tack on this, but you stick a magnet on the base of a miniature, and now that miniature can be used with our interactive scenery. So as you move the piece across the terrain, we can track where it is and send the information back to the tablet.
So that can control lights?
It can control lights. So for example, if we were playing this game and my character reaches the end of the dungeon, that would send a signal to the tablet. The tablet would then automatically change the state of the door lights to indicate that the door is now open and I can move into the next room. We've come up with a system which allows you to connect your games. You can play two-player games over the internet, because obviously I can record every move that a person makes. We can resolve things like line of sight. So if there was a battle going on, the hidden movement means that you don't have to have chits or counters. If you can't see it, it's not on the map.
So we could actually finally do a tactical minis game with hidden movement?
With hidden movement and line of sight.
Fuck me, that's amazing. I found more pretties. So we got like a 40k Necromunda type thing going on here. Tell me about this.
So our local gaming store actually asked us to knock this up, so because Games Workshop don't actually facilitate any like walls or anything with the kit that they do, so we found there's a bit of a niche in the market, so thankfully that's been really popular and that's kind of blown up after we did that for our local gaming store.
Hang on, I've seen buildings. I've seen buildings.
That's how we
Oh my god. A £34 tavern, and that's actually a fair size. Can we bring that down and get it close to the camera? This is not normal just laser cut terrain, is it? You've got something going on here with the roof.
So that's actually like fake fur that we've put a PVA wash over, and then like an old toothbrush to give it the thatched effect.
Despite you just made it sound disgusting, that kind of feels nice to touch.
It is really weird, isn't it? You find yourself thinking, oh, that's actually a really nice texture. But
okay, and the roof comes off. Oh my god, there's an interior. Check it out, an interior with steps. Now that is not something you see every day. Oh my god, you got the what do they call it? I can't remember. A word I should know given who I am. And we got a little church here as well. Oh, it's got pillars. Okay, so if anybody wants to buy this stuff, and oh my god, the most iconic thing.
Yeah, we got into Star Wars Legion recently. So.
Okay, so if anyone wants to buy this stuff, where do they need to go?
Tierterrain.com.
I am not worthy. I am not worthy. Oh my word! I want all the things. All the come look at the little cauldron-y thing. Oh, it's so cute. And oh, I could torture people. We've got bedroom furniture right here. I must have all of this. All of the. Oh my word! Oh wow! Oh crikey! I need a docks. I have to build a docks, babe. How much is this? Sorry? How much is the dock thing? That's 10 quid. Is that all? And what about the boats?
Sorry? The boat's £8.
Okay, so for like 18 quid, I've kind of got. How much is the docks?
Docks 8.
How on earth are you doing this?
Well, that was the reason why I got into it, because I play a lot of games, and I just thought, terrain's so dear. Why is it so dear? Like, I'm sure I can do it a lot cheaper. So it started out as a hobby, and it sort of took over a little bit.
So that's £10.
Yeah.
No, I need to ask that again.
Well, they both work.
If I ask this question 3 more times, is it still going to be actually £10?
It is, I'm afraid.
I don't believe it.
So designed in Blender, and then it's printed, 3D printed.
Wait, so these are actual. Are you moulding and casting these?
No, 3D printing.
How do you make money?
It's just that it's.
Okay, right. We're going to cancel the interview. Becky needs to shop. Oh, you've put that away. If any of you want to buy this stuff and you're not lucky enough to have drooled all over the actual display replica thingies here, where can they get this from?
They can get it from irongatesunion.co.uk.
Let me just get that one. Oh my god, do you know how much stuff of this I have? And it looks like they're letting us paint it and take it away. If I didn't have 4 shells of unpainted Reaper miniatures, I'd spend a lot of time here right now stealing their minis by painting them. Oh, hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So you're Kit?
I am Kit. Kit
Okay.
Pierce from Reaper Miniatures, from, of course, Texas. But now we're actually here, so.
Okay, so one of the big things I've had with Reaper Miniatures is I sometimes have to limit how much I can purchase because of import laws, because then I have to start paying loads of tax.
Yes. And we hope to take care of that very soon. By the end of June, our local UK website should be online.
That's so you're going to start shipping Reaper Miniatures from the UK?
Yep, Nottingham, of course.
You do know we're leaving Europe, don't you?
I do know we're leaving Europe, but a full 50% of our EU customers live in the UK.
So does that mean we're going to be getting a ReaperCon in the future?
Oh gosh, don't hold me to that. Wow. No, honestly, I would love to put on a ReaperCon because, as you may know, ReaperCon has our Reaper University, where we fly in all the painters and the sculptors and let people sit in like little tiny classes, 5 people, and learn from the masters, right? Learn at their elbow. And I would love to give that local opportunity over here because, you know, more people painting, more people learning how to sculpt, it just improves the industry all over the place, right?
Wow, I actually didn't know you guys did that. For anyone who can't go to ReaperCon to be taught, I've done a really shitty painting video. But the big question, of course, that everybody wants to know is when is the next Bones Kickstarter starting?
Well, it is our policy not to start one until we've fulfilled one. So we're fulfilling Bones 4 in February, so we can probably expect Bones 5 in the spring of 2019.
Okay, and what's going to be in it? Are we going to get more dragons?
Of course we're going to get more dragons.
Oh, hell yeah.
The dragons are the point. That's why we do these things.
So when it comes to Bones 5, what is going to be the big feature piece?
Okay, honestly, we don't have it planned that far out. I know for absolute fact that we're going to have a lot more character models because that's a fantastic way to expand that line and give more people the low-cost stuff they want, right? But with the big stuff, often it's just, you know, a burning desire our sculptor has just to make something that they always want to do, right? So a lot of the time it just comes out of the fertile imagination of Bobby Jackson or Jason Wiebe, and we'll kind of see it when we get there, you know?
Okay, so what's kind of the craziest, most unexpected model they've produced that you just thought, what the hell?
Okay, so we just posted a couple updates ago that Jason did this elephant god thing, this jungle god, and you know the little details on it are incredible. Like he has this little fertility statue tied to the end of a club, and like you know, the big bosomed fertility statue is like so the DM's gonna put this guy out there, and he's gonna be beating people with boobs. It's fantastic.
My character, Theo, in Assembly Required, he is mega passionate about wargaming, board gaming, tabletop games, and also making cardboard swords. So he goes and practices in his local field. Now, he used to game with these guys that he used to know from school, way back when they were kids. And in the trailer we can see here, you can see the guys gaming, and we've got these kids to film this emotional scene, right? And he runs into them and he's practicing with his cardboard sword. And they're like, whoa, cardboard sword, like.
Okay, so you guys are making a film and you're currently on Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be going for the next 44 days till about the 15th of July. So you can grab the movie on there, also the movie miniatures, which are props from the film. And I think it's going to be great for people like you have a game and you chill out and you put it on and you kind of relax with your mates, and it's going to be a really cool way to check it out and reflect on the gaming that we all love.
So this is a comedy about gaming culture and
exactly.
a kind of, as I understand it, some kind of heist in there?
Yeah, that's right. So his old buddies, they've gone a bit dodgy, and they've gone into like the underworld of crime. And when they see him with all these swish moves, maybe I need your Valkyrie's Kiss sword to kind of spice it up a bit. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I have another one as well that doesn't often appear on camera.
Right, we might just keep that between us. And
It's called Up Close and Personal.
Up close and personal. Well, I wouldn't like to feel that, you know. It could be a bit, you know, scary, but the cardboard sword, that should be fine. And but they don't want him. They want him involved in their stuff. So that's where the real drama and comedy comes in, because he just wants to game. He wants to go on this adventure. He travels from Birmingham to Washington D.C. He meets this girl Katie, and she doesn't know anything about gaming, and they form this bond together. A bit like I can feel, you know, we're getting right now. Well, not to our levels, but you know, kind of similar to that. And yeah. So I've made the film with my brother Dante here. We've written it and directed it together, and over the last 3 years. So check it out on Kickstarter, grab it, and enjoy, guys.
So we just bumped into No Pun Included, tried to get an interview. They're like, no, we're not very good at giving interviews. We don't do that. 2 minutes later, I see them giving an interview. I feel utterly spurned. I thought this new fancy camera was supposed to get us interviews with everyone. I feel hurt deep inside. So if you subscribe to their channel, unsubscribe, they're bastards. Anyone who knows me knows I love my dungeons, but one of the big problems with them is setup time and put down time afterwards. I found one here, that's a 10-minute setup. So this is your Gothic dungeon set, and that's kind of a Space Hulk theme. I notice it's only 50 quid.
Yeah, well, the other ones are more multi-level. This is a single level set, so it is cheaper.
Okay, and so we've got, so this is all printed card. Yep. What are you doing to help keep it strong and stable in play?
Cardboard is extremely strong and stable anyway. It's a high density card. We actually have several videos on our website showing how tough it is, and you can't really break it. You know, it's not like a resin or vinyl set where you drop it and it snaps in half. You drop this, nothing happens because it's card.
So it's actually strong and stable, unlike our government. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the other sets here. So we've got a kind of, what's this, a sort of a zombie outbreak, post-apocalyptic thing?
Apocalypse, we call that one. So it's like modern warfare and zombie apocalypses, you know. So this is like a few weeks after the apocalypse, and this one here is like a few years after the apocalypse.
Okay, now you said...
play Walking Dead and Zombicide on this.
Okay, that's cool. Now, you did say something about it being multi-level. Can you show me that?
Oh, yeah. Every set has several levels, so you have a lot more real estate than you think, because you can just go straight in and keep playing.
I noticed you got some furniture pieces in there. Is that all included?
Yeah, everything you see except the minis and the cars are all in the set. So all the little scatter items are all there. Yeah, and the mat.
Sorry, and
the vinyl mat as well. Sorry, neoprene mat.
Oh, that's really awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So if any of my viewers want to buy this, where would they go?
Battlesystems.co.uk.
So I'm at the Geek and Sun stand, where I have found the most realistic miniature I've found to date. So this is a nice little wagon, and the interesting thing about this miniature is I can get on it. And there's a gaming table on top. That's the best damn... The only thing is, I think it might be slightly out of scale with the rest of my collection. Babe, you know we had that conversation about shelf space? I've got an idea for a new terrain piece. I am here with Gale Force 9, who recently announced that you are no longer doing expansions for my favourite board game, Firefly the Game. And I'm horrified. In fact, I don't even want to speak to them. Go away, go away. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... Grabbing this. Come on.
Come back. That's our new game.
I'm hiding in the canteen. I don't think they'll find me here. So, Firefly Adventures is the replacement game, as it were, the new game for Firefly that replaces Firefly. So there's no more expansions for Firefly the game. It's all now Firefly Adventures, Brigands and Browncoats, which is a kind of minis thing and stuff. So I'm going to try this game and see if it can replace my love for Firefly. Oh my god, this is such a beautiful setup. Look at this. Oh, it's so amazing. The light in the smoke and... look, I tell you what, look. I want to look at this. I'm just going to give you the mic. Say what you want to the camera. I'm busy, okay? I'm busy with your setup.
That sounds good. Oh, thank you. Well, this is Conquest by Parabellum War Games. This is our take on a mass battle fantasy wargaming system, where we have a system in which we predetermine the order of activation, and we go back and forth between the two players. So it's a game that rewards strategic foresight and allows the player to create deep strategies without having to overpower the game by having to move everything and then their opponent go in their turn.
All right, thank you very much for whatever you just said. Let's get some footage of this. This is beautiful. I want this setup. Now, you know that conversation we were having about shelf space, babe? I'm thinking we need a warehouse. Can we move to a warehouse? So I found the Sarissa stand. Now, these guys are more known in the wargaming sector than RPGs. But there's just some stuff I just think is really nice and worth seeing. This Far East village set. I mean, this is the kind of scenery that you just don't usually get to see. That's only $37.50, and that you don't often get it in role-playing stuff. So we've got this lovely Japanese stuff and these buildings here. You know, sometimes you want to set an adventure somewhere different other than Central Europe or Western Europe. And this kind of stuff, I love it. I think it's great that you can get this here. This Colosseum here, half of it's here all built. Now that comes as a complete set for the whole thing, and you know, that's fantastic. I'm actually tempted to get that for my city build at some point in the future. So it's just really nice stuff. All MDF, which seems to be a growing trend in scenery now, because it is a cheap way to do some big pieces, and it looks okay. You know, it's not the same as the sculpted stuff, but the MDF stuff is really coming along, and they do some really nice stuff here.
We are home with our halls. I ache everywhere.
I'm not too bad. I'm a little bit buoyant. I am happy that I've now laid all my loot out and it's amazing.
Yeah, this is everything we got. So first thing I picked up.
Small.
Quality.
Oh!
First thing I picked up, and full disclosure, I was actually given these as a freebie, but the cards with the dungeon stuff on each one. So I'll open that now. So they're really cool things. I like them. Great way of generating a dungeon. I think you better do 2 things for every one of mine, or something.
I think so. So at the Fighting Fantasy stall, I picked up 2 of the originals of Fighting Fantasy. So the green spine, although with this one, this is a sorcery book, so it would have an orange spine. So I got Demons of the Deep, which is the first Fighting Fantasy book I ever read, at about age 5. And I also got The Seven Serpents, which was my favourite of these sorcery books, and it was kind of like a nostalgia thing, sort of going back. I haven't checked if they've been written in, so
There's a letter B there, in the top right corner.
Yeah,
it's owned by a bee.
Owned by a bee, but I don't think it's been written in.
I picked up some miniatures. So this was which one was it? Irongate Scenery, who 3D print their product. They don't mould and cast them, they just 3D print each one, and I don't understand how they're so cheap. So I've got here a little dock, I've got this this sort of winch thing that apparently does winch.
It needs to lighten up. Winch.
So yeah, I'm going to have a docks in my new city when I build it. This is some linen, so I've extended my market. I'm so happy about this. I've got 2 market stall stands, and it's actually got a printed top this time, because the last ones I actually made the top out of toilet roll.
Did you actually?
Yes, genuinely. It's toilet roll covered in PVA. And the reason I said toilet roll that way is that's not normally what I call it, but I'm trying to be family friendly.
Oh, I see.
And then a ballista. So because I'm just finishing a castle build at the moment. You'll see that in a video soon. So I thought better have something to attack the castle with. And that was the only bit of siege machinery they have in stock at the minute. So.
And then another role-playing book I got was Quest by John Dodd, which has just come out. And it's also had a really successful Kickstarter. It was only a tenner, so I thought, I might as well support. Yeah.
I was surprised that a book so cheap had colour art.
Yeah, it's full colour, this book. So
I think there's a few black and white sketches on there, isn't there? I think you're right.
Well,
yeah,
on the
there
front
are.
and
There are a
back.
few monochromatic sketches, but there are full colour pages. It's brilliant, and it's a tenner. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
£10.
What else you got?
Yeah, so sticking with books, I got from Cubicle 7 the Realm of Summerland, which is the latest supplement for Lone Wolf. Now, I haven't really played the RPG.
Mine.
Both?
No, this was my
I'm
prize.
talking.
I saw this on your part. This is mine.
Well, okay, fine, we'll get to that in a minute.
I earned this.
The point is, I haven't really played the RPG of this very much. So I thought, oh, okay, well, why don't I start with this? Because it's all about the actual location of Summerland, and I did used to read Lone Wolf books, but they didn't have the core book, so I couldn't really just go and get some random things, so I decided to get this instead. And then should we talk about Peterson's BS?
Yes. So I won this for getting to the final of the Cthulhu Masters, which I didn't win this year, and I'm not bitter about. No, actually, the guy who won it genuinely did deserve to win it. I did not roleplay as well as him, and genuinely did not. He deserved it. But this is by Sandy Peterson and Mike Mason, and was given to all the finalists. So mine.
Sandy Peterson
You can
was...
read it. It's fine.
Yes, thank
I
you.
know it's your part.
Sandy Peterson basically is the big guy of Cthulhu, and these are his own modules. Hence Peterson's Abominations. So that's really epic. And there's
One of the books you have. I
Sandy
only have
Peterson.
two more things.
There's Sandy Peterson and Mike Mason's faces on there as well, and little TVs.
Oh yeah. Didn't tweet that.
Yeah.
So you got Pulp Cthulhu, Two-Fisted.
Yes, so Pulp Cthulhu by Mike Mason, two-fisted action adventure against the mythos, so kind of Indiana Jonesy style, but more to the point I wanted to get the two-headed serpent. It's won 3 awards at the Expo, and apparently it's really epic, and also Lynn told me it was really epic, so therefore it has to be.
Yeah, Lynn is an amazing. She's been in the Cthulhu Masters final every time I've been in it. So
it's to do with Caduceus or Caduceus, however you say that. You know the two snakes in chemist.
in medicine.
Yeah, medicine
thing. Yeah.
thing. There's that.
So I got this, which is Centauri Saga. So I don't know much about it. There is a legacy version, legacy version of this actually comes as an expansion for this game. I bought it because my favourite board game at the moment is Twilight Imperium, but that's a very difficult game to get to the table. It's a 6-hour play. You need at least 3 players, preferably 6. This is 1 to 4 players, and it's a sort of Twilight Imperium. So I'm going to look forward to figuring out how the hell that works.
Who's painting the miniatures?
Me.
Okay. I still haven't finished my RPGs yet. So this was some stuff I got from the Shadows of Esteren stands. Again, I haven't really bought a lot of their books for a while. I do have their first 3 on PDF somewhere. But they had these beautiful cartography collections, so all the main maps of Trikazel, or Trikazel, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but I think it's Trikazel, which is really pretty. I got a book called Occultist. It has some kind of supplement thing in the packaging, and I'm really interested in the occult side of things. It's all really creepy and spooky. I got a nice notepad as well, and I got one of their beers, their dark saisons, called Feyond, which is currently sitting in the fridge.
I wondered where that was. It's not in the hall.
Oh yeah, it's right in the fridge. Because
okay. Do one again. Somebody got one more.
Yes. So for me, board games wise, I got this little game called Sam Hain. Don't really know much about it, although the cover and the title sound intriguing, and the Traveling Man people enticed me into doing it.
So Samhain was a pagan festival or druidic festival.
Well, it still is technically for druids who have celebrated it.
So the whole game's about the Roman invasion of early Britain. So sounds interesting. Yep. Okay, I got Firefly Adventures, which I stole off the Gale Force 9 stand, and I've had a little look inside the box, and I'm going to show you this because this is the most amazing inlay I've ever seen on any board game ever. Because inlays, very occasionally you see a well-designed one, but usually they're bane of your life, right? Check this out. This is genuinely astounding. So I've got loads of compartments. Hopefully you can see all of that. So loads of compartments. But here's the thing: these compartments come out. That's a shipping crate. It's usable as scenery, and you turn it up the other way up. It's got an interior, so you can have both closed and open shipping
Oh, I
crates.
didn't notice that.
Oh my god, yes! You've got 3 different sort of sizes of shipping crate combinations.
Cool.
That's your scenery.
And
I think the bottom of the box might be printed as well, but haven't taken it all apart yet.
There's some kind
It's so weird and nerdy, but I'm genuinely astounded at that inlay for a board game.
There's also these that come with Firefly the game, so just a couple of little cards. So that's always
Oh yeah,
nice.
to expand the Firefly game, but I think they're just...
Who's painting these?
Me.
Okay.
I bought them.
Yeah, true.
Mine. Buy your own minis. God damn it.
Well, I'm going to. There was a couple that I saw that are not out yet, but they're on the Kickstarter. So.
I'm painting them too. Right, what have we got here?
I've got the expansion of Tiny Epic Galaxies called Beyond the Black. And it's basically going beyond the galaxies that you've already made. That's quite cool.
So, just to explain this again, Twilight Imperium addiction. This is a mini Twilight Imperium. So
How's
it's
it
a game
mini
you already
Twilight
have-
Imperium?
Well, it's themed similarly. It's a very different game.
Yeah.
But it's got a similar theme with that 4X kind of feel. So that's the original game.
Mhm.
It's one that was given to me by Ronnie Bradley. Thank you so much, Ronnie.
No,
and now
we've got-
Jason's bought little expansion, so knock that off the list of stuff you can buy
Much
in the future.
heavier than that one.
It is a little heavier,
Yeah,
actually. Isn't
yeah.
It does have a lot of wooden parts in there.
And then I also got, after playtesting it with my friend Shandy, Top Hats and Treachery. So if you've ever played Gloom before, there's a little bit of that in there. You basically own a hotel in Victorian England, and you have various types of Victorian people, some of them real, staying at the hotel, and they're different classes, so lower, middle, upper, and you can make them better by saying awesome things about them, or you can slag other people off. And then there's shenanigans, which are rumours that kind of shake things up a bit.
It was a fun little game. It seemed to have... It has got a random element, but there's definitely a strategy to playing it the best you can, which I think I'm already close to unlocking. So good luck
And
with
definitely a
that.
little game. It's a nice sort of quick, fast-paced game, and it was on a 2 for $25 offer. There was this and the expansion that came with it, which is somewhere in my rucksack, I think, or maybe I did put it back in here. But in any case, I thought it was good value. So there we go. And
right, that's everything for
No,
us.
it's not.
What? Oh, we missed one. And there's some more coming up, but let's talk about this.
This is something that I was very, very interested in. I definitely did want to pick up a Cthulhu-type board game. Mansions of Madness and Fortune was £75. But this one was, I think, sort of 20-ish pounds. Which
Is that the only reason you didn't buy it?
It's really expensive, yeah.
But we spent hundreds of pounds this
Yes,
year.
but it was really fucking expensive, and it was the first day. The point is, this is a Lovecraft, obviously, version of Love Letter. I have not played Love Letter, but it's also Ronnie's favourite game, apparently.
He's getting lots of shout-outs this
Yes,
video,
yes,
isn't
you
he?
are. But I thought, yeah, I'll go for it. And also, I like the premise in that it's an actual scenario. It's to do with Egypt. And the coolest thing, it opens like a book, and inside you've got your envelopes almost, but they're card sleeves, and they do come with actual card sleeves, which is nice. But then you also get fucking poker chips, like
I
real
watched this whole
poker
video
chips.
without swearing. I'm gonna have to beat that. Just keep this family friendly.
We haven't been keeping family friendly so far.
This video is
Why?
because it's UK Games Expo video. It's family friendly.
You've been swearing all the time.
Not on camera.
Oh, I thought we were. Sorry.
I know I do swear. I'm a terrible person.
But
for
that's it. Though that's all my loot specifically, and your
Okay.
loot.
But we also, whilst there, we were trying to pick up some stuff for Con Plus One. So for those of you who don't know, Con Plus One is an RPG convention that is running next November the 3rd. Game sign-up begins in August. It is a free-to-attend online RPG convention that Jason and I, along with some of our friends, are putting together for you to come to. So there's a website for it called conplus.live, and you can come along and play role-playing games for free, or run games. We're also doing an RPG World Championship, and we are also doing a 24-hour live stream to raise money to get games into hospitals for children to play. So to help us get the games or to generate more donations, we have got quite a lot of giveaways. We used the time at the convention this time to go around and talk to potential sponsors into handing over some of their wares. So this one was given to us by Chaosium. It's the Cthulhu Doors to Darkness.
As was this one, which is the Grand Grimoire of Cthulhu Mythos Magic.
And then Shadows of Esteron have given us these 5 culinary journeys gastronogeek. It's not gastronomic. Gastronogeek, yeah. So because it's a French RPG, they appear to have a cookbook.
Yeah, there's it's like a recipe book. They have got a thing for culinary arts. So they've made beer. They haven't given us any beer, but they've also then started making these gastronogeek recipe books.
Are these real menus?
Yeah, they're real recipes that you can make.
Okay.
So that's pretty damn cool. I would probably show this one first, just because of
okay.
So in terms of the main books of Shadows of Esteron, they've given us 2 paperback prologue books, which are really nice, and then we've got the book 1, the universe. So all your knowledge about Trikazel and the Peninsula and everything you want to know, suitable for players and GMs. And it's
got that fresh print smell.
Yeah, and the artwork is incredible.
They also gave us,
books.
oh my gosh, 3 more cookbooks.
There's some more.
3 more cookbooks. Okay, and they sent us some artwork, so we'll be able to send these out to. Oh, that's nice. We'll be able to send these out as prizes as well. So there's all of that coming, and we also, I know.
Okay, just making sure you haven't forgotten. This is very exciting.
Bear in mind, this is not the limit of everything we're giving away during that convention. We have over 40 sponsors now. These are just new ones we picked up today at UK Games Expo. So there's one who's very well known, I think, to absolutely everybody in the RPG, worlds of RPGs. Geekdom. Everybody knows this person. Very, very big name. And he's now a sponsor as well. We've had some really major people sponsor us in the past, and this year, we've got Chaosium, we've got Paizo. I don't actually want to list off all the big players because I don't want to diminish all the smaller sponsors, but this is very special, I think. Do you want to say who it is as I turn the stuff around?
His name begins with I, and it sounds like Bean.
It's Ian Livingston has given us 2 signed books to give away. So.
Death Trap Dungeon, which is one of my favourite fighting fantasy books, a really good dungeon crawl, and this is the second publication. So when it went to Wizard Books. And that one is the Island of the Lizard King, which again is another classic. I think it was originally something like book 7 or something like that. And this is the Scholastic publication, so the newest print. But obviously still the same book. Nothing's been changed in it in terms of text. But the artwork, they have sort of changed the artwork a bit in there. So
yeah, and these are all things you can win at the convention. All you have to do is come along for free on November the 3rd. Tune in on YouTube, watch the live stream, and give money to charity, which of course you were going to do anyway because you're a nice person, and those kids do genuinely need it.
Yes.
So that's it. That's kind of the end of our expo. We're back home. I say the end of our expo, but of course, we're YouTubers. Our expo doesn't really end until some point tomorrow when we finished editing this damn thing. Yeah, it's not a small video, this one, is it? I always try to get it out as the first UK Games Expo coverage video, which means I get no rest. I'm going to have a quick bath and it's off to the edit room. And tomorrow my expo will be over. Bye!
Bye!